All right, let's go ahead and start with some abdominal work on our back. Lie down, just have your weight somewhere close to the front. And have some balls here, because I do want to do a little bit of work on the shoulder once we're done with some abdominal stuff real fast. So go ahead and lie on your back. Let's just get a few pelvic tilts. So feet are on the floor like you're going in a bridge, arms down by your side, and we're just gonna zip the belly in by pressing the waistband nice and flat, draw the front hip bones together, and then release. A couple more of these, just like you're getting ready to go up into a bridge, right? Just like a little bridge prep. But instead of making this all about your butt and squeezing your glutes, can you make this more about the front belly feeling like it's drawing all the compartment or all the container in towards itself? So it feels like you're drawing your hips and your ribs towards each other. Feels like your hips are drawing in towards the center line. And it feels like the contents of your abdomen are all just getting a nice little hug. Give me just 4 more like this. So really start to tune in. Can I turn on the low abdominals by my hip bones, right below the waistband of my pants, and make that group of muscles do this tilt? Give me 2 more. Here's 2. And last one, good. Now keep the waistband nice and heavy, flatten out your low back, bring your legs up into tabletop, and then grab for the back of your thighs. So you should feel like you've got a lot of weight there across the low back. Now I'm just gonna take that right leg and go out as long as I can across the room, and maybe it's just gonna hover. And keep this left knee in towards your chest. Now, just by pressing the waistband flat, you should bring the legs in towards you just a little bit, right? So think of the legs like they're a fixed position, and I'm going to make them move by just flattening out my waistband, and again, trying to do that little pelvic tilt. Now you can hold on to that left leg, or if you want to try to be a little bit more challenged, you can bring your hands behind your head, but I don't want you to lose that ability to press into the low back and feel that heaviness across the bottom ribs. Let's just go for 3 more like this. 3, 2, 1, switch the legs. Okay, so left leg goes out long, right knee's bent in. And again, I'm just flattening out my waistband, pressing the low back down, pulling the pubic bone in towards my face. Here's 7, 6, you can even hold one hand at the head, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and bring the knees into tabletop. Hands behind the ears. Now, or behind the head. Get yourself a nice purchase. You can relax your head back. Lift your shoulders up. Now, we're going to take the left knee and drop it out towards the left side. Extend the right leg and just move the right leg wide to the right. Okay, so I'm just kind of bending my left knee, dropping it out. I'm making the legs challenge each other, going out of center. Then I'm going to bring them both back in and bring that right leg in the tabletop. Then we'll switch. Left leg goes out, right knee kind of drops to the side, and now that left leg moves wide, back into center with both knees, and bend. So one leg goes out straight, they both move out wide as one leg stays bent, and then they switch. So take it out, move them wide from center, back in, and switch. Press the right leg out, both legs go wide, center, and in. I'm going to try to keep the back nice and flat. Good, just challenging the core here. Okay, let's go for 4 more after this. Here's 4. Get those shoulders up. You're getting a lot of clicking in your hip bone. Maybe just adjust your pelvis and don't drop your legs so low. Here's 3. 2 more. 2. 1. Last round. Good job. Bring those knees back in. Just let your head and shoulders come down. Maybe rock back and forth on the low back. Good. Now, take your legs up in like a 3/4 length bend. Arms are down by your side. And again, I want to target that low belly. So I want you just to feel like you're going to take your hips, peel them up, and then resting down. Oh man, I'm sore today. So I'm going to just slowly peel those hips up, resting back down. I'm going to try to use as little momentum as possible. So I don't really care how high you go. I just want you to feel like those muscles turn on and activate and try to help lift the pelvis up. It can be real small. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, good, 1. Now we're just going to drop and switch. Head and shoulders can stay down, just dropping and switching the legs. Turn the toes out just slightly, so we're lifting from that inner thigh. So I want this little bit of an external rotation. Feels like we're moving back and forth, but everything else is staying centered. So I'm not moving through my hips or my spine, just the legs are moving. Let's just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. Good job. Take the legs up to the ceiling. Now we're just going to open wide like a V, zip them back in together. Open wide like a V, zip them back in. Okay, so we're just doing this little bit, doing this action. Get your ribs down. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold them open, little pulses open. Flex through the bottom of your feet. Keep it nice and wide. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay nice and wide. Point the toes, little circles with those legs. Okay, real small. Keep them nice and wide. Challenging those inner thighs. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse them. 10, 9. You should be having to use a lot of the corset muscles around your spine to keep yourself nice and still. So really zip everything into middle. Here's 3, 2, 1. Now hands come behind the head, pick the head and shoulders up, flex the feet. Here's that little pelvic tilt again. Pelvic tilt again. Lift the hips up, pull them in. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set. Keep head and shoulders up. All the way up, all the way open. All the way closed and open. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Grab your knees, give them a little hug. Good. Now grab for your green ball. You got this green ball here somewhere. And we're going to take this into the upper back. So I want you to feel like you're just going right behind the shoulder here. I'm just going to creep it right up over the top of the trapezius there. And I'm just going to be over the top where my shoulder blade starts. You can kind of feel the corner of the shoulder blade. And then from there, I'm just going to lean a little to the left and maybe even just push into my feet and lift my hips slightly off the floor as I just move my arm across the body and over. You may not even need that. So again, the ball's on the left side, and I want you to feel like you've got it right at that corner of the shoulder blade that points in towards your spine, and it's right off the edge there. So you should feel like you're kind of on a strappy, ropey muscle. And again, if it's too much to hold your hips up, you can put them back down. And this might just be plenty right here. I'm far enough under my body that I can feel like the pressure of my body weight is on the ball. And I'm just moving that arm across to the right side. Give me just 2 more like that. 2. If this gives you a lot of feedback, that's because you got that muscle pinned. Good, last one. Put the hips down, switch sides. So take that ball, again, I'm on the right side, just behind the trap. So if I just like gave my little squeeze to those triangles, my fingertip would probably hit this muscle that I want to get. I'm on the corner of the right shoulder blade pointing towards the spine at the top. And then again, I'm gonna just lift my hip slightly. And then I'm gonna take that right arm, I'm just gonna reach it across the body. Just moving it across. So all I'm doing here is I'm taking that shoulder blade and moving it wide, protracting it around the body as I pin the muscle. It kind of lifts it up, lifts the shoulder blade up to my ears. Okay, so we're just giving it a little massage there. Just 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Place it down. Take that green ball out from under you. And then take this green ball. We're going to do one more for the low back. You're just going to roll it on your left side. I'm going to be just to the left of your spine and just above your pelvis. Place the ball there. So you're just in that little L is right where your spine and your pelvis meet. And then you can bring that left knee into the chest. And it should feel like you're hitting something that's pretty firm, but not the bones, right? I don't want to feel like I'm on the bones. I'm just going to take 2 nice big full breaths here. One more. Good. Take that out. Let's go to the right side. Again, I'm just right next to the spine and right above the pelvis, which might be higher than you think. Mine's pretty high up there. And then I'm going to bring that right knee into the chest. And again, you should feel if you're hitting your spine, it's usually pretty uncomfortable. It feels like you're on the bones. This one, we're just on that ligamentous tissue that's all right to the side of the spine. Just give me one more nice big full breath here. All right, go ahead and place that right foot down. Take that green ball out. You can set it back down, and then we'll take those legs straight out in front of you. You can always have a little bit of a bend here. Inhale, bring those arms up by your ears, stretch. And then on the exhale, roll yourself all the way up, sit up tall. We're gonna hinge forward towards those toes. Stretch the back of the legs. Make this an active reach. So I'm reaching forward, not just collapsing down. And we're gonna inhale, stack it up. And exhale, roll it back down. Full long leg stretch here. Reach those fingertips back. And then exhale, roll it up. Sit up tall. Hinge forward from the hips. Reach past those toes. 3 more like that. Here's 3. 2. Last one. Good job. Sit up tall. Scoop that tail underneath you. Roll yourself back and just turn the toes out slightly. Squeeze the legs together. Just a couple of little taps, alternating legs, picking up a leg, tapping it to the outside of your mat. So once you get that rhythm, right, just tapping back and forth side to side, we're gonna add a little rotation. So I want you to twist away from the leg you tap. So I tap the right leg, twist to the left, center, tap the left leg, twist to the right. Tap and tap. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Let's go 4. Cinch that waist in. 3, 2, 1, and 1. Good job. Roll over those ankles. Come onto your hands and knees. Get a couple of cat and cow stretches here. Round the back, press into the hands, move the shoulder blades apart. Inhale, lengthen the spine, reach the sit bones back, reach the sternum forward. 2 more. Rounding and lengthening. Last one. Good, now tuck those toes, pick up the knees, step yourself back into plank, hold your plank here, zip that belly up, anchor the tail towards your heels, feel the chest move forward, drag your hands energetically back, and then here we go with the shifting of the body weight back towards your heels, forward over your wrists, back and forward. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it back, little pulse. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it low. Keep pressing your hands forward. Little hops here, hopping left and right. Just staying on your mat and jumping from side to side. Try to stay low. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1. Center. Straighten into the legs, downward facing dog. Come up the feet. Push the hands forward. Get some weight into your legs. All right, pedal the last time, back and forth. And we're going to take that right leg up and back. Open up your hip. Bend the right knee, squeeze the heel into your glute. Turn the right shoulder down. Take one more big breath. Exhale, square off the hips, right elbow. Then touch your left elbow. Back to the right elbow. Back to the left elbow. One more. Right elbow, left elbow. Step in between the hands. Lower the left knee. Wiggle the right foot out. Hands on the inside of the foot. Stretch the hip here. Take just maybe 1 or 2 more breaths. Now keep that left hand on the floor, turn towards your right leg, and see if you can maybe even bend your left knee and grab for that foot. If not, just stay here with your foot on the floor. But if you've got your foot in your hand, maybe you kick your foot out into your hand a little bit and just take an extra breath. Good. Release it back. Wiggle that foot back into the center. Place both hands down, pick up the knee, step yourself back into plank, look forward. Hold in here. Take one more big breath. Good, lower the knees. Here's our chaturangas. Elbows into the ribs, press back up. 9. Now again, you can always do this on your toes. 8, 7, 6, maybe even hug your heels in towards your bottom. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down. Good job. You're going to take the legs back to float. They're hovering behind you. And then we're going to take just that right arm forward and that left arm back. Now I'm going to switch them. Left arm forward, right arm back. And switch. And switch. Think of length over height, right? I don't need to get too high in my shoulders and my legs, but I want to feel like I'm really lengthening out and trying to lift from the inner thigh and from the back of the shoulders. Make sure your head is coming along with your spine. And try to keep those arms up at the same height as your body. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1. Both arms reach back towards your feet. Lift a little higher. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Pinkies lift up. One more big breath. And exhale, hands down, press back to your knees, back through child's pose. Take a breath here, let your back expand. Good. All right, down dog. Tuck those toes, press yourself back up. Pedal the feet for a moment here. Left leg goes up and back. Open the hip, bend the knee, take your heel in towards your body. Squeeze that heel in. All right, here we go. Square up the hips. Left elbow, right elbow. Left elbow, right elbow. One more. Left elbow, right elbow. Step in between the hands. Lower the right knee. Move that left foot out enough to get both hands on the inside of the foot. Just letting the hips sink towards the floor here. One more breath in and out. All right, right hand on the floor, left hand to your knee, turn. You can stay here. Or if you've got the flexibility to bend the right knee, bring the foot into your bottom. Now, once you get your foot, can you kind of kick it back into your hand? And then still let the hips fall and the chest open. Give me one more breath. And it's okay if the left knee and toes kind of turn out. Good. Lower that foot. Go ahead and walk the left foot back to center. Plant the hands, pick up the knee, step it back, plank. Look forward. Take a moment. Just getting our nice core lengthened here through this plank position. Give me one more breath. All right, lower the knees, hands go wide this time for push-ups. Heels can come into the butt, press back, down and up. Down and up. There's 8. So again, now my hands are nice and wide. 7, elbows go out to the side of the room. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way to the floor. Lift those legs. Take those arms, reach them back. Good, now we're just gonna go squeeze everything into the center. Everything out maybe a few inches. Squeeze it all in. Maybe just out a little wider than your mat is actually a little bit more realistic. So squeezing it in like a pencil and then opening out. So little miniature snow angels. Here's 6, 5, really squeeze in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach the arms forward. Keep that squeezing in. And exhale, hands under the elbows, press back, child's pose. Good, just walk the hands over to the right. Sink your hips down towards your left side. Big breath into the left lung. And then walk your hands over to the left. Sink your hips down to the right side. Take a big inhale into the right ribs. Okay, come back up. If you need to double up your mat, go ahead. But grab onto your hand blades and come onto your knees. Knees are gonna be just about 2 fists distance apart. So I stick my fists next to each other, kind of make sure my knees have some space, but then I'm gonna bring my big toes together. So again, if this is hard for your knees and you need some more padding, go ahead. We're gonna take those weights into the hands, thumbs point up. We're gonna hinge back from the knee and then pull right back up. So the beauty of this is you really don't have to go very far to feel those quadriceps kick in. So I want you to try to make sure your thighs are doing the work here. And if you feel knee pain, adjust maybe your width of your knees, maybe take it a little wider, maybe don't go so far back. And really think of this pubic bone tucking in. It's pulling up towards your belly button. Let's go 4, 3, 2, hold yourself back. Elbows pull back, punch forward. Pull back, punch forward. I'm just in a slight lean. Again, I'm kind of squeezing my butt and pulling my pubic bone up. Leaning back till my thighs are kicking in. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold those arms out. Sit your butt down. Pick your hips up. So I'm just holding my arms out, but I'm sitting my seat down and then tilting and squeezing my hips forward. So I'm still in that lean back as I come up. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down to hover, last little bit. Tuck that tail. Little imaginary tail tucked through the legs, hovering the butt. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Put those hand weights down. Put them down to the front of your mat here. Tuck those toes. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Actually got those quads turned on. Right leg goes up and back. Open up the hip. Squeeze that heel and try to stretch the front of the thigh. Turn the right shoulder down. One more nice big inhale and exhale. All right, square up the hips. Tap that right elbow, left elbow. Right elbow, left elbow. One more. Right elbow, left elbow. Step that right foot between the hands. Check that you're not in a tightrope, okay? Get your feet relatively hip distance apart. Grab for your hand weights. Just hover here. Hover over that right thigh. Feel your right glute turn on. Now we're gonna try to stay a little low here. And I'm just gonna pick up that left leg, tap it back down. Pick up that left leg, tap it back down. So I'm keeping that right knee nice and bent. Good, now I'm gonna add this pull back of my elbows. Pull the elbows up and down. Up and down. Squeeze them up. Let's go. 8, stay low. 7, 6, 5, I'm gonna feel that right glute helping out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it back, open up, warrior 2. So now I've got that right knee pointing forward over that second toe. Left thigh rotating in, my toes are even slightly angled in, and then I got both hips feeling pretty level from side to side. Sink into this position here. Make sure that that glute on that right side is wrapping under and helping. Sink a little lower. Good. All right, arms are gonna come up. Good. Now from here, we're just gonna do our little windmill arms. Left arm over the ear, right arm reaches back. And then slowly the other way. So again, taking our time, because now we got weighted arms. I want to be very aware of the spine, bend the right knee a little deeper. Good. Just 2 more like this. Now this should be really about your core here. So I want you to feel that support system zipping in around your spine. Last round. Good. Now come forward. You can keep that right arm hovering or you can rest it on your knee. But that left arm is going to do circles. Just the left arm, circles. So again, my right arm can either hover on the inside of that right leg or it can rest on my knee. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse that arm. So that left oblique should be working pretty hard here. Try to find that straight line from your heel to the top of your head as you lean to the right. Let's go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now from here, both hands come together. Just open that left arm back, rotate a little bit towards the ceiling, and drop it back down. So I'm just getting a little bit of rotation in the ribs. Let's go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Come on upright. Walk the feet in. So now we're going to come into the plie. So turn your heels in, toes out. Sink your hips down. Good. Elbows are going to come up into that 90-degree bend. We're just going to open and close. Open and close. Now if you can get a little pulse to the hips. Pulse to the hips. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it open all the way up, straighten the legs and the arms, all the way back down. Up and down. There's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and just keep your legs straight. Turn your toes forward, maybe even a little bit turned in. And now hinge forward from the hips. So you got a flat back here. Palms face each other. Take those arms wide and down. Wide and down. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5. Soften the knees. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them up. Just swing back behind you. Palms face the floor. Little lifts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Just fold over the legs. You can walk your legs wider if you need to, but just stretch here. Walk your hands maybe in between the legs, using your arms to help draw the top of your head towards the floor. Good. Now, walk your hands forward just enough to support you. You can turn your toes back forward. And you're going to bend your right knee. Your heel can pop up, and that left heel is going to go onto the floor. Right? So I can rest my glutes back on my right heel. Now, from here, I'm just going to slightly turn my body towards my left thigh. I'm not all the way there. I'm just right in the middle. And I'm just folding down towards the floor. So hopefully you feel the stretch through that hamstring or that inner thigh there. If this is too much on that right knee, you can just come down onto your shin. Good. Now just turn your body all the way towards that left thigh. See if you can fold over the left leg there. Good. Come back through center, all the way over this right knee. Turning our body all the way to the front. You should be in that lunge, so just step that right foot back. Look forward, let's see if we can do a chaturanga on our toes. You're gonna shift your weight forward, squeeze those elbows in towards your ribs as you slowly lower down, all the way to your belly. Good job. Lift the legs, reach the arms forward, hold everything up. And hands back under the elbows, press back, child's pose. Now if you need to move your weights back to the front of the mat, go for it. One more nice big breath into that side body. Let's move the hands over to the left. Take a big breath into the right side. Good, move your hands over to the right. Take a big breath into the left side. Back in the center. Come on up, down dog. Pedal the feet. All right, left leg goes up and back. Exhale, shift forward, left elbow, right elbow. 2 more, left elbow, right elbow. Left elbow, right elbow. Step in between the hands. All right, feet are hips width distance apart. Grab for the weights. Now again, we're not gonna come too far up. You're gonna press into the legs and just hover that belly until you feel like you got a flat back. Bend the left knee. All right, so we're gonna start with this, floating the right leg, tapping it back down. Just don't worry about the arms yet. But I want you to see how low you can stay in that left leg. Like it almost feels like Nothing changes about the left leg. I'm just shifting my weight forward. Good. Now let's add those elbows. They pull up and reach down. Pull up, reach down. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Make sure that knee is tracking right over that second toe. 2, 1. Step it back, warrior 2. Turn myself around. Check that left knee, right? It's going straight over that second toe, lower down so you feel that thigh working and that left butt cheek's wrapping underneath you. Hips feel pretty level to start with. Sink a little lower while you really feel those legs start to work. All right, here's where we're doing those nice side bends, arm switch as you go back. Top arm reaches, bottom arm reaches back. Top arm reaches forward, top arm reaches back, bottom arm reaches forward. Good. So you should feel this along the side bodies, right? If you're feeling it in your back, you might be arching. So try to make sure your tailbone's nice and heavy. You've got your low belly engaged. Here's 2. One more round. 1. 1. All right, that left arm can go either on the knee or in front. Here's that right arm circles. Circles. So I'm trying to make as nice, big of a motion as I can, but I want the shoulder to feel healthy too. So if there's pain, maybe make it a little smaller. Here's 5, 4, you can always drop the weight. 3, 2, 1. Let's reverse that circle. Here's 10, 9, 8, bend that left knee. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's that rotation. Hands meet, right arm opens back. Rotates down, rotates open. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, cinch in the waist. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good job. Straighten into those legs, wiggle those feet in. Come into your plie. So, toes are turned out now. Slide yourself down that imaginary wall. If you need to hinge yourself forward a little, if your hips are tight, go ahead. Okay, so from here now, thumbs are gonna point up, elbows are bent. Just move those elbows wide and down. Wide and down. If you wanna add a little pulse to the hips. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna punch it forward and back. Forward and back. 8, and you can still pulse, you can hold still. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms face the ceiling, take it wide and together. Wide, together. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your hands to your knees, all the way straight up, palms come together. Drop them down, hands tap your knees, and all the way. There's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Turn those 10 toes in, heels out, hinge forward. Soften your knees a little bit if you need to. Pinkies are gonna turn out and just take those arms wide and down. So pinkies go up to the ceiling. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, heads up. 1, swing those arms back, pinkies are up, little lifts. So now those pinkies are up. Good, get that spine long. Don't drop your shoulders. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Drop those weights. Fold over those legs. Let your head come towards the floor. Stretch the bottom half of the body. One more big breath here. All right, go ahead and bend into the left knee now so that left heel can come up as you lower yourself down to rest. And then your right toes are gonna pop up towards the ceiling as you press your heel down. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna slightly angle myself towards the middle line of this kind of arc that I've created with my knee and my foot. And you're right in the middle here, and I'm just gonna start to bow down. Take a breath. Good, now pick up your head and shoulders and walk yourself a little more towards your right leg. You may not be able to totally get yourself directly over the top, but just closer to the right thigh as you fold over. Good, come back through center. Again, you're just gonna pivot on the ball of your left foot, turn yourself all the way to the front of your mat, step that left foot all the way back, look forward in your plank. This is our last little bit here. Side plank, we're gonna go on that left forearm first, angle it slightly away from your shoulder, turn your hips. You can stack that right foot or you can have it in front, and you can keep your right hand on the floor if you need it for balance. But we're just gonna take that right leg and hover it, bring it forward, tap your right elbow, press it back out. If you need to come onto your left knee, lower your left knee. If you want to bring that right hand to your ear and just move the knee into the chest, go for it. Last 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm on the outer blade of the foot. 1. Good job. Come through center. Right side. So again, make sure you're on the outer blade of the right foot or you lower your right knee down. Okay? Left leg up. Bring it forward and out. Forward and out. There's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. All the way down on those forearms. Look forward. Lower the pelvis slowly. Lift your chest. Sphinx pose here. Shoulders down and back. Chest coming through the arms. Tops of the feet are pressing down. Good. Lower all the way down through the chest stretch. Okay, so we're going to take that right arm out at about 45 from the shoulder. You can have it softly bent. And then we're just going to rotate onto that right side. Press into your right hand. That left foot can go wherever it feels good. Take one more big breath. Good. Let's go through center all the way to the left. Left arm out. And again, for some people, it feels good to have that left arm go straight out from the shoulder. I like it at a diagonal, but you can always feel around for what feels good. So I want you to feel this stretch throughout the whole front of the pec and the front of the deltoid. So the front of the chest and the front of the shoulder. One more big exhale. Good. Roll back in through center. Slowly press yourself back to child's pose. Round your back. Take a big breath in. Good. Swing your legs around and come onto the seat. We're just going to take a quick stretch for the hips. So you place your feet on the floor, cross the right ankle over the left, and just walk that left foot in and walk your chest in until you feel like you're trying to get a sandwich out of your chest and your right shin. Now, the more you come in and the more you come up, the more intense that's going to get in that hip. And then maybe you can just do this little sawing action back and forth, where you lean your legs over to the left, and back to center. Lean in a little bit to the left, and center. Maybe even the chest turns a little to the right as the legs go to the left. One more. Good, go ahead and switch it. Left ankle on top, slide it in, work your way up with the chest, walking your hands in. Take a couple breaths here. Good, and then maybe that sawing action back and forth. Maybe even the chest turns to the left as the legs go to the right. Good. All right. Unwind, shake out those legs, and you're all done.